Grove, Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama!
Your home of the Crimson Tide.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy sky with a couple of peaks of sunshine for your Monday afternoon. It does look like the vast majority of us are going to stay dry, though an isolated shower certainly can't be ruled out across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures a little cooler compared to what we saw last week. Highs only climbing into the mid and upper 70s, dropping into the lower 60s through the overnight. Better opportunities for widespread rain return to the Tennessee Valley as we head into your Tuesday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The following liner is courtesy of Frank Caliendo. Check out Frank online at frankcaliendo.com.
Tell you what, man, listen to Talking Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings. Knock on wood if you're with me. I say his name right? Tyson?
You want coffee? Anybody wants coffee?
Can you get me a dog? The tire's tired.
He ain't good looking, but he sure ain't shy. He's a northern bred, southern fed, slick talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Tide and Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Testosterone high today.
Yeah, Tom's a man, he's got the plan, he's really got it made. What a wife he's got, she's smoking hot, check out the junkyard babe. When everything is said and done, no one can beat his show. He's a high-tech redneck, Tony Soprano. If you love sports without the fluff, he's got the master plan. Cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham, yeah.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Oh, yes, Coach, we are on, and as usual, you get to a Reaction Monday show, and to be quite honest with you, there's just not enough time. I mean, we're going to try and get as much of it in as possible. This is the proverbial 5 pounds of, or 10 pounds of crap going into a 5-pound bag, but we'll do it the best that we can, and phone lines are open, so if you want to jump in, you can do it at 256-576-4977. 256-576-4977. You can text the show, 732-9TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469, which is a great way to communicate with us. My Twitter feed, personally, is at Thom Abraham Show, while the station's feed is at 97.7 ESPN. You can also find us on Twitch and Facebook at 97.7 ESPN. You can watch the show there as well as on our YouTube channel at 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Like and subscribe there. Just go to 97.7ESPN.com and get links to all of that. And get the app. You're going to need the app. You'll need it this week. You will find links to Zone 2, Zone 3, our alternate streaming channel for more great programming. Madison Academy wasted no time showing who they were in a 42-16 thumping previously unbeaten Randolph to get to 5-1 overall, 4-0 in the region. Next up is Madison Academy, who is 2-2 in the region. Friday night, Steve Moulton and Glenn Laird will have that one on air and on our primary stream. And Huntsville High, 2-2 in the region, will be at Austin, who is 0-4 in the region, and 1-5 overall. Austin Coletti and Drew DeArmond on that one. That game will be on the Zone 2 stream, so you're going to want to have that. And then beginning at 9:30 on the Zone 3 stream will be the North Alabama Scoreboard Show. So you're going to want to have that as well. The correction was bound to come. You knew it was going to happen at some point in time. And it did in a big way on Saturday, as I was 0-4 on the college picks in Beat the Big Dog. Now, I came back with 2-0 yesterday in the NFL plays, but it was not enough to beat Grumpy and Beat the Big Dog since he employed the hug the bear philosophy. He matched all of my picks except the Alabama-Ole Miss game, where he laid the points with the Tide and got the win at 3-3 to my 2-4. So finally, I get rid of the Bad Daddy's Burger Bar $25 gift certificate. So Grumpy, Chad needs your address to mail that to. Make sure you get me that address or get it to Chad so that we can mail you your Bad Daddies. I'm tired of looking at it. Place is great. There's no doubt about it. I am tired of looking at this gift certificate. Finally, somebody beats me 5 weeks into the season. Now, in the season-long race, I am now 20-10 against the spread on the year. And look, 66%, okay? I mean, come on. 66% doesn't suck. 66%. So that works pretty good. I'm happy with that. You guys are 12-18. So you've closed in by one game.
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
Yes. The gap has closed.
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
By one game. This week, we are going to do Beat the Big Dog on Wednesday. Mark your calendars. We're doing Beat the Big Dog on Wednesday this week. I am out of the box Thursday and Friday. I got an assignment with Bassmaster. I will be on Smith Lake Thursday and Friday with Bassmaster, my other gig. As for the Friday trifecta, again, no one could put all four picks together. But Dale and Kramer hit the first three games for 1 point on the grand trifecta big board. And Kramer now joins Wolverine Dan and Mr. Brown with 2 points and the lead. 2 points. 2. We are 5 weeks in. This has got to be the toughest year for the trifecta. We're 5 weeks in. We've only given away one $25 Champions gift certificate because nobody can hit the tiebreaker. So this week, the trifecta is worth $100 at Champions. Now, we've got 4 $25 gift certificates that we've been rolling over. If we have only one winner, he'll get the $100. If we have 2 winners, we'll give them each $50. If we have 3 winners, we will give them each $25 and then, draw for the extra. If we have 4 winners, we'll give everybody $25. Hell, we can't get one. But you'll have more chances to win this week. We're going to split up the gift certificates amongst the winners. But if we only have one winner, you get them all. You understand what I'm saying? You get them all. If we have 4 or less, we'll split them up. Joey Blackwell from BamaCentral.com is in the leadoff role today after Alabama's dominating win over Ole Miss. Really, the score does not indicate what type of game that was. Just like last year's score was deceptive in the other direction. Last year's game was much closer than the score. This year's game, total domination by the Tide. Did not see that coming. I did not see that defense stepping up the way they did. I was all ready to head to the narrative that Georgia maybe was the best team in the SEC after their incredible beatdown of Arkansas. But then Alabama did basically the same thing to Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss might beat Arkansas this week. I don't know. Those two teams will lick their wounds and try to find their manhood after they left it in Tuscaloosa and Athens. Now the Tide head to College Station to take on an Aggie team that has lost 2 straight SEC West games. The biggest win for Mike Leach since he took the state job. Now coming up at the top of the 11th, Tom Luginbill of ESPN is back. And with A&M losing, Arkansas and Ole Miss being dominated, Florida losing at Kentucky for the first time, I don't know, forever, Auburn beating LSU in Death Valley for the first time in 22 years, it begs the question, really, who is the third best team in the SEC? I mean, it could be Auburn. Could be Auburn. I mean, their only loss came in a tough game at Penn State. Or is it 5-0 Kentucky? Is Kentucky the third best team in the SEC? I mean, the results point to those two teams. But it makes you... I mean, could either team beat Ole Miss or Arkansas? I mean, Kentucky doesn't have to play them. Auburn does. I mean, is Alabama and Georgia just that much better? Maybe it's still Arkansas or Ole Miss. Maybe Alabama and Georgia are just that much better. Maybe they beat Kentucky and Auburn even worse. I mean, maybe. We just don't know. As we arrive at the halfway point of the college football season, could we just stop for a second? Could we just stop and take 2 months off, please? I mean, are you kidding me? It's the halfway point of the college football season. Are you kidding me? It must be, because the baseball playoffs are set. Now Auburn gets a look at Georgia. Arkansas, Ole Miss play, try and get their manhood back. And over into 12, Oklahoma, who continues to sleepwalk their way to wins, now plays a Texas team that seems to be hitting their stride after another win. Kentucky has LSU in their house. It's about time for Kentucky to lose. Screw up everything that we're trying to figure out. But would another loss for Coach O, he goes to Kentucky and loses, does that become the first nail in his coaching coffin? And yes, we see you, Tennessee.
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
What an offensive explosion against Missouri. I can tell you tomorrow when the Tuesday Top 10 comes out that Tennessee will not be into swirly anymore. And Kentucky will not be in the top 10 anymore. I mean, Missouri, I should say, will not be in the top 10 anymore. I just don't know who I'm going to put third. I don't care about 10 and 11. I care about 3. I mean, not that it matters, but who's the third best team in the SEC? Now, Tennessee, don't lose your groove against South Carolina. The Big Ten has a pretty salty game this week as Penn State heads to Kinnick Stadium to take on a very good Iowa team. That is a 3-4 matchup, people. Iowa number 3 in the country and Penn State number 4. And somebody's got to lose. And the beneficiary of that game is going to be Cincinnati, who is now number 5 after a win in Notre Dame Stadium. But would the committee have them there? I mean, it's pretty clear sailing now for the Bearcats. And with Oregon proving to be the pretender that they always are, I mean, things look even better for Luke Fickell's crew. I mean, the question is, really, how good is that team? How would they navigate an SEC or Big Ten schedule? All right now, to me, the playoff feels like it should be Alabama and Georgia. I still think that Oklahoma, if they beat Texas twice, or even Texas, if they turn around and beat Oklahoma twice, should be in. And the Big Ten champ. And if Oklahoma and Texas eliminate each other and split those 2 games, being this week in a Red River shootout, not rivalry, it's the Red River shootout. Don't you take that. Don't you cancel shootout on me. It's It's a cocktail party and a shootout. If they cancel each other in that game and then the inevitable Big 12 championship game, then honestly, I'd take 2 from the 10 and 2 from the SEC. Screw the rest of the country. Clemson's the best team in the ACC, and they're not even in the poll anymore. Clemson's not even in the poll anymore. But really? They're not in the top 25. Really? I mean, I get it. Another unimpressive win for Clemson. I get it. But are you telling me that Clemson wouldn't beat San Diego State or NC State? Oh, wait a minute. They lost NC State. You're telling me Clemson wouldn't beat... Well, Clemson's not in the poll anymore. There you go. Dabo Swinney fans. Can you imagine that ever happening to Alabama? Not while Nick is around. Not while he's drawing a breath. Could Cincinnati beat Oklahoma or Texas twice? And look, they're 6-2 in the SEC at best. Maybe 5-3. 6-2. The same probably in the Big Ten. They lose 2 or 3 games. They're playing a Big Ten schedule. Got to understand something. It's the week in and week out, man. Oh, you just played Ole Miss. Now you got to play Texas A&M. Then you got to play LSU. Then you got to play Auburn. Then you got to play Arkansas. Come on. It's the week in and week out. Oh, you got Florida and Georgia and Kentucky. And look, there's Ohio State. There's Penn State. There's Michigan. Hello, Michigan. I mean, you know, I'm just saying. Back there in the little glass booth, stoked for the Braves and Brewers series, which begins Thursday? I think Thursday, right? Thursday? Yeah, it begins Thursday. But scratching his head over how... Friday? It begins Friday. Scratching his head... Little birdie told me Friday. Scratching his head over how his beloved Falcons lost yesterday. It's Coach Chris.
Who in the blue hell are you? What is your name? It doesn't matter what your name is.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
I think this is one of the traits of a really good producer. Keep the talent happy.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Now, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Testosterone high today. Testosterone, whatever the it is.
It really doesn't matter what you think. It really doesn't matter what you say.
Any of you play sports?
Chris played sports. Oh, yeah, he did.
I sat the sideline and watched other people play sports. But
well,
no, I did
wrestled.
participate in practice.
No, you played sports. He said at Denny you play sports. He didn't talk about just football. He talked about sports. Now, you were a top-flight wrestler, so don't sell yourself. This is why you can't get a girlfriend, because you keep selling yourself short. Do not sell yourself short.
Anyway, man, I know I'm excited about the Braves, but I'm not excited about the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know how you can lose in such a horrible fashion like that. Yeah. The defense, once again, is it the defense? Is it Matt Ryan? No, it's not Matt Ryan. No, it's the defense this week. It's Matt Ryan one week. I don't know what it is for the Atlanta Falcons, I swear.
Did you see the play? I know you were probably listening to it because you called me from work. I think you were in the – or was that Saturday? I don't know.
I think it was
Saturday.
Called me.
Yeah. Oh, that was Saturday. Did you actually see the play yesterday?
Yes. No,
the guy throws it like 53 yards from sideline to sideline.
You know what's bad about it is, like I told you, we are what? Week 4?
Yeah.
What was on Fox? Well, you don't live around here. What was on Fox? The Panthers game. Not the Falcons game, the Panthers game. This station has already pushed the Falcons. They don't want the Falcons on.
Panthers and the Cowboys was like a big game. It was the #1 game.
No,
I do live around here, and I do get Huntsville channels.
Okay.
I just don't watch what is on any of the local because I watch the Browns.
Well, see,
I have the thing. You know what I mean? I have the Tutu Chikosi, so I can watch my team every week. So I watch the Browns and the Vikings in the early game.
Well, it's like my grandparents used to live in Pulaski, and they always got the Titans, but I never could get the Falcons up there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just that
in the
close,
Nashville stations, we get the Falcons a lot of times on the NFC channel, on the Fox channel. But it's always the Titans. And when the Titans are playing. I get both Nashville and Huntsville channels.
Yeah.
On my Xfinity, but in the Nashville, like yesterday, if the Titans are playing a road game, it's the only early game you get, and then you get 2 late games.
Yeah.
So that's
I got the Titans game, of course, on 19, and then 54 was the Panthers, and then it went to the I can't remember what the afternoon game was.
It was the Steelers
and Green
Packers.
Bay. Yeah, Steelers and Packers. I'm sorry.
A hell of a game there.
But when I'm sitting here watching, the Falcons just lose in a horrible fashion, it's really cool to see a guy in J.D. McKissick, a guy that they drafted at one time, just kick to the curb. Guy, moves around Lions, the Washington football team, and then makes a play like that. You got to give
Alabama boy, isn't he?
Yeah, Phoenix City. You got to give Heineke a credit though for extending that play and getting it out to him. And then just to win the ball game like that. They didn't even need to do that too, which is crazy. They had 46 seconds left. They were on the 30 of the Falcons, or the Falcons 30-yard line. They could have kicked a field goal, at any point in that game and won the game, gotten closer and won the game. And it was just crazy that the defense just broke down like that. And to see Deion Jones, who's like the pride of that defense, just miss a tackle like that out in space, it's just heartbreaking for if there are any Falcons fans out there other than Steve and I that are listening. We feel for you because
there's a lot of Falcon fans out there. But you know what? You know who doesn't feel for Falcon fan? Lions fan.
Yes.
I mean, did you see that play? I mean, it was like the most Lions thing ever. Did you see that? It was a shotgun snap. For those of you that didn't see this, it was a shotgun snap. Goff didn't even know that the snap was coming. He was like walking towards the line of scrimmage. They snap the ball. It hits him right in the thigh board,